Okay, sorry about that. So we have our hydrangea and we just stuck it in the middle here. No leaves touching down, we've taken all of those off. So now you can go ahead and grab your hydrangeas and start adding those. So you're gonna grab 2 each. Okay, and so now we're going to add our next flower, which is going to be our rose. So the first thing I want to tell you is how to tell if a rose is fresh and good. So you can, when you're looking for roses, you can kind of assess the freshness of them by assessing their firmness. So if you just squeeze right at the base here, if it's nice and firm, then it's a good rose. If it's a little bit mushy, then it's not so great. So you want to look with one that's a little bit firm. Okay, so then once you have a good rose picked out, sorry, excuse me, we want to then strip the thorns off. So you're going to take your rose stripper that came in your kit and hold it lightly in your hand. Pinch the rose by the base here, and then you're going to clamp it around the top, and instead of like yanking down like might be your first instinct, actually want to take it slow and go up and down a few times. So we'll just hold at the top stem here, and then very patiently we'll go up and down and get rid of those thorns. Stubborn one there. Okay, so now we have our rose de-thorn. It's nice and smooth, so nobody's going to prick their fingers. Okay, and then next, before you're gonna add it to your arrangement, sometimes roses come with these natural petals that are a little discolored, and those are the guard petals. So we can just pluck those off and expose some of the nicer color. This one doesn't have too many, but we'll remove a few. And then, as you can see, this rose is a little bit closed, and I want it to be a little bit more open because I want this arrangement already nice and full today. So I can do a little trick and just blow into the rose. And as you can see, it's starting to open up a bit more. So you can do this until it's as open as you'd like. Okay, now I'll trim to the appropriate length. Let's see. And we'll add that into our arrangement. Perfect. And see how our hydrangeas will help hold it up a little bit there. Okay, and now you can go grab 3 roses. And another thing to tell you about roses is the temperature of the water actually determines how fast they're going to open. So if you have roses and you get them home and you want them to open quickly, placing them in warm water will help them open a little bit faster. Placing them in cold water will do the opposite and will preserve them longer, and they'll take longer to open up. So with our room temperature water, it'll be about average. Okay, so we'll just stick that one in there as well. Excellent. So as you can see, I have a little bit of height going on here. My rose in the back is a little bit taller, so it just sticks out a little extra. Okay, so next we're going to add our snapdragon. Sorry, excuse me, we're going to do the lily next. So lilies are a beautiful flower to add to an arrangement. They come in many different varieties and different colors, so they can coordinate with your color scheme for several different occasions. So again, we're going to pick off the leaves that are going to hit the water. Put those in our trash bucket. Just take off a bunch of those there. So again, as you can see, we have a few that are open and a few that are not, so these will open over time. And when they're open, they have this nice large bloom here. But another thing is lilies have these things, the stems that are full of pollen here, and those will stain your fingers and your clothes, so you want to snip those off as well. So as they start to open up, you'll want to just clip them off so that they don't go anywhere. So you just grab a tissue or a paper towel, snip those off so they don't get stained everywhere. Okay, so now we can add this to our arrangement. And as you can see, there's a lot of nice laterals here as well. And so we can take some of them off and put them elsewhere. So we'll do our nice 45-degree cut. And another thing as well is the stems are very delicate. So as you can see, this one actually is a little bit bent. So you want to be really careful when handling these so as not to bend them. And then these ones we're going to leave all together since it's kind of short. And we'll place that in there. Oh, get a little shorter actually. And we don't need those. Maybe we'll put it back here. Perfect. Still a little too long. Actually, changed my mind. They can be, well, we can reach the water, so we'll just throw them in there and have extra lilies coming out the sides there. And this one we can leave the petal on because it'll stay, it'll leave, sorry, above the water. Okay. All right, so now we have all of those beautiful lilies placed and they're all touching the water in our vase. So you can go up in and grab your lilies and do that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add is our snapdragon. So snapdragons are a really nice flower. They come in a variety of colors again, so they can be added to several different arrangements, but as you can see, this is much more of a lateral flower. So you can, or vertical, sorry, you can use it to add a little bit of height to your arrangement. So we're gonna take off all of these leaves that are gonna touch the water. We don't want those getting bacteria. And then again, we can cut at our 45-degree angle. This one I want to be a little bit taller. I want it to stand up in my arrangement. See how it just adds some nice height here. And now you can go grab 2 snapdragon stems and place those in your arrangement. So another fact about snapdragons, if you didn't know, they're native in the rocky regions in Europe and the US and North America. They're beautiful out in the wild, and like I said, it's so nice that they bloom all along the sides here. Okay, so we'll just snip that as well. I'm gonna add it back here. horns a little bit. Okay. So now, stick our greens out a little bit there. Now we're ready to add our last flower, which is going to be chamomile. So chamomile is a little delicate flower and they have lots of little blooms, so it's great to add a light, airy effect to your arrangement, and you know, it adds a little filler in places that might be lacking. So depending on, you know, the arrangement you're doing as well, you might be able to cut a lot of these little laterals off and use those in various places. But something you want to note as well is these laterals are very delicate, so you want to be really careful when you're untangling them as well. So they come in usually bunches of 10, so when you're untangling them, just be careful because these can snap off really easily. So we're gonna just snip off a couple that are gonna be below the water line, and then we're gonna add these in places that just need a little extra light feel. So we'll snip off those couple at the bottom here, and then add those in. Little wispy flowers there, just adding a little extra. And as you're filling these last ones in, just keep in mind the entire vase. So just turn it around, take a look, see what it looks like from all of the angles. And now you can go up and grab 3 stems of the chamomile. Okay. So these chamomile, they're perfect for fall and spring arrangements, and they just add a little something, a little extra bloom to our arrangements. We can pick off little ones and add them in as well. Just making sure that they're always touching the water because we want our flowers to have plenty of water to drink. We have a nice big tall one here. So we'll just add the last one right over there. And there you have it. So here is our finished arrangement. So thank you everyone for coming to this event tonight. If you had a great time, and I hope you did, I hope that you consider joining us at one of our future events. We have a few events coming up at these local places. And in addition, if you really like this event and you'd consider doing a private event, you can contact me. We can chat about that and set you up for that event. Or feel free to email me as well. And lastly, if you like my job and like seeing what I'm doing up here and you think you want to do it yourself, you can come talk to me about being an event exec. We're always looking for people to join our team, and it's a great, rewarding career, so we'd love for you to be a part of it. So thank you again, and hope to see you soon.